Good morning, Steve Jolly with Benchmark Realty, and welcome to the Music City Show for Thursday, September 10th, 2020. We are so glad to have you this morning, and I want to give a special shout out to all my loyal viewers who tune in every Thursday morning a little bit after 8 p.m. for the Music City Show. Now let's get down to business. So here's what I want to talk about today. Over the last 4 months, buyers have been paying on average 99.7% of the list price. And so the difference between a winning offer and a losing offer is really slim. It's as slim as a Vandy lead in the fourth quarter. Sorry, Commodores. And so when the seller gets 5 similar offers that are all about the same price, how do they know which one to choose? Well, this is a great opportunity for the true negotiators to shine. It's where they can show how they can outperform the average agent by smartly negotiating the purchase of the property. So, too many agents, they when their buyers find a home that they want to purchase, they ask the buyer, "What price do you want to offer? What day you want to close?" They ask the buyer how they want to fill in all of these blanks. And the problem with that is that you're writing an offer that's all in the world of the buyer. It's everything what the buyer wants. And so how is that offer going to look in the eyes of the seller? What's going to make them choose that offer? Right? So here is what I do instead. I'm going to show you why that dog won't hunt here in Nashville in 2020. So instead of creating an offer that's all around the world of the buyer, you need to think about the seller, because in order for the seller to be enticed to accept your offer, it has to have something for them in it, right? So here's what we're going to do a little bit differently to help you win, to help your offer stand out. So I'm going to give you a little example of a recent win that one of my clients had. So my clients found a house they wanted to buy. It was in a really popular neighborhood. It was priced right. It was probably going to sell quickly, and it was probably going to have multiple offers on it. So instead of immediately writing the offer for my client, instead I picked up the phone and I called the seller, said, "Hey, we're getting ready to write an offer." And I started asking about what they were looking for in the offer and what they wanted out of the sale of their home. What were their goals? What did they want to try to achieve? So here's what I found out. I found out that the sellers were building a new home, and also that the sellers were trying to avoid transitional housing. Right? So what do you do in that case? So here's what you do, or here's what we did. So we took, and here's what I knew about my clients. I knew that they had some flexibility on their closing date, and I knew that they were willing to write a solid offer. Not one significantly over the list price, or not even over the list price, but we're going to write a solid offer, one based on market value. And we're going to use that ability, that flexibility that they had in their closing date as leverage. And so instead of submitting an offer that has a closing date 30 days out, like every other buyer did that submitted an offer on that property, instead, we submitted an offer with that flexibility in it. We positioned it so that it looked like, even though it met all my clients' criteria, we positioned it in a way that showed that we cared about what the seller wanted, and that we were willing to help them meet their goals. And we positioned it in a way that showed them that was the best offer that they were going to receive. Now, sure, they could have gone back and countered any other buyer on the closing date, but we made it easy for them, and we made it so we would help them get what they want if they would help us get what they want. So that making it easy for them allowed us to get in that number one position. And that's how you make your offer stand out. Instead of building it around the world of your buyer, which you can do that, but also position it in a way that it seems like it's the best offer for the seller to accept. So instead of getting in the buyer's world, getting in the world of who you're negotiating against. And that, my friends, will make a big difference in your negotiations. All right? Sounds good? If you have questions about this, if you have concerns, give me a text, give me a call, 615-257-9996. Now let's get into the housing update for the day. So these are the sales in an 8-county region surrounding Nashville. And so you can see sales are still trending upwards. We're up about 14.8% from where we were the same week last year. So we are still going strong in sales. This is a time of year when we should start declining seasonally, but it hasn't happened at this point. Even if you look at the sales over the last 4 weeks, we're still showing an upward trend. So homes are still selling out there, despite what they normally do this time of year. Now let's kind of look at the demand side of it, right? Or the supply side of it. So new listings are coming out. So this is something we've been worried about all year, but we are still starting to trend upward. So we're up 19.3% from where we were this time last year, from the same week last year. So although we're still short of listings, we still need more. We have more coming in, and that is good news. So we need to keep that going, to keep this market going, because currently listings are the #1 bottleneck in our market. Even if you look at the last month, we're not seeing a decline of new listings like we normally would this year. It's slightly elevated, which is good news. Very good news. Let's move on to the demand side of it. Showings over the same week last year up 18.6%. So there's still strong demand in the market. But here's something that's a little interesting. So over the last month, showings are starting to trend down. Why is that? I don't know. It could be seasonality. It could be school starting up. So we've had school start and we've had a holiday week over the last 3 weeks. So that could be part of it. I'm not 100% sure. But here's the good news for both buyers and sellers. So for buyers, it means about 10% of your competition that was there a few weeks ago is not there today. And so that's a little less frustrating for buyers. And also for sellers, because sales are still strong and homes going under contract are still strong, which you'll see in a minute. That means instead of having to have 10 showings for every time a home goes under contract, we move that down to 9 showings for every home that goes under contract. Good news for buyers, good news for sellers out there. Homes under contract are still strong, up 52% over the same week last year. That is amazing, 52%. And over the last month, still a slight trend upward for homes going under contract. So the demand is strong out there. There's more homes coming on the market. There's amazing interest rates out there, all-time lows. There's not a better time to buy than it has been in a long time, or it's not a better time to sell your home than there has been in a long time. It's weird those two things are lining up together, but it's a weird congruence of market forces that are coming together to cause this. But it's a good time to look. If you're thinking about buying or selling any time in the next couple of years, think about moving your time up to right now. All right. Over the last 4 weeks, we've seen the median sales price. So the median sales price is $342,133, a little bit higher than it was a few weeks ago at around $340,000. The total days on market is holding steady at 79 days. The way I measure that is from the day you list the property to the day you close. That's your total days on market, 79. Might be a little bit higher for the luxury end, a little bit lower for entry-level homes, but overall, the average 79 days on market. If you like these charts, if you want to see the information for your area, go to my site, musiccityshow.com. You'll see this dashboard that you see on the screen. Now that dashboard you can select by time, so you can see a month, 3 months, 6 months, whatever you want to. You can also check it out by your county. You can even get further down by your city or even by your zip code. So you can see exactly what's happening in your area. You want to see this, you want to see old shows, you want to see more information about the market in Nashville, musiccityshow.com is the place to go. One last thing, next week we are going to be talking about paperwork. And I know that's frustrating for everybody. It's a headache. A lot of times people don't understand real estate paperwork. We're going to clear all that up for you. We're going to show you what red flags are and how we protect you through the paperwork process, how we explain it to you, how we make sure you understand what you're signing, and understand how it protects you and why it protects you, and what to look out for. So that's it for this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Look forward to having you on the show next week. Peace and love, y'all. Take care.